So a lot of people did not notice this yesterday, including me. And I don't know if this was a title from Front Office Sports. I don't know if it was in the article. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I saw snippets. I read snippets of the article. I think is this Annie Constable's article from yesterday? No, maybe. I actually don't know. It's just randomly Front Office Sports. This might have been from Annie Constable's article yesterday on Front Office Sports. But that being said, we've got to talk about this. So obviously, it was the article about the base salary and what a max contract would do to a base salary. And basically, that the league is offering 6 million base salaries, and the players want a salary cap of under 9.5. I still think we're going to see it between 7 and 7.5. I still think that's a number that the players can reach. And then the fact is that they're pretty much guaranteed. They're guaranteed to hit to get net rev bonuses every single year. So that's a huge thing. So the salary cap is going to be higher, and they're going to be guaranteed net rev bonuses. That's something that people didn't really notice. However, so like the players right now, the way the players are, you've got till March the 10th. So you've got 2 weeks. You've got, or whatever, like 2 days, under 2 weeks. You've got 12 days. You've got 12 days to, as much as humanly possible, you've got to get as many, as much as possible. As much as you humanly possible, pump up the salary cap. Because you're now at the stage where the risk reward for a lockout or strike is just so heavily weighted towards, the risk is so high and the reward of striking is so low, short term anyway, and long term you could argue the same. But that being said, players have proposed salary cap of 9.5 mil. The league has not yet reached this line in the sand in regards to the cap. That is the biggest thing. The league has not yet reached its line in the sand. So the league will gladly go up above the 5.65 million. I think if the players come back, I don't know what way the players, because for me, it's like you don't want to come back with like 9, because the league is just going to, because what the league did was the players had it at 10, the players then went down to 9, and the league was at 5.65, and the league literally kept it at 5.65. So I don't know where you want to go to, because you don't want to go to like your line in the sand straight away, because if you do that and they go under it, and you might end up having to accept that. So it's like, if I'm the players, I come back at like 8.5 maybe 8.25 for the salary, because you could get 8.25 honestly, but if you go back at 8.25 and the league comes back with 7, you're in a position where you're going to be able to get it 7.5 for the sake of $500,000 per team, per year per team. That'll happen. And like a 7.5 million cap, if they keep the max, look, if they keep the max at like 1 point, instead of 1.13, they keep that max at like 1.3, 1.4, like you could still get 3. You could still have 3 max contract players and be able to build the rest of your team. And that's kind of what they want. Ideally, worst case scenario, if you've got 2 max contract players, if you got 2 max contract players, then you're in pretty good shape, honestly, for just in general with your team. And maybe you're either gonna have 3 max contract players and nothing, or you have 2 max contract players and you build a team. But the league not reaching a line in the sand. Someone said they're about to have a lockout. The literal response is the league is not drawn a line in the sand. The league will go up, and there's going to be a lockout. I said it once before. Once final being the 6 to 6.5 mil range. I think it's going to be 7 to 7.5 mil. That would be for me the likely scenario. It goes from 7 to 7.5. So not for nothing, 5.6 really limits the rest of the roster with a few teams. No, it doesn't unless you have 3 Supermax players. Unless you've got 3 players in a Supermax, it's fine. The Supermax the salary cap's going up. And the fact that Front Office Sports gone out of the way to say the league are willing to budge. Basically, the league are willing to budge. If you guys don't know, like a publication like Front Office Sports, they're realistically, everything they are saying is for a reason. They're not coming out here and saying stuff for no reason. They're not coming out here and going out of their way and putting up bullshit. Because let's be real, front office sports is one of the very few like purely, well, it is the business side, but like it's a purely, facts based. And which is the reason, like, and that's the funniest thing when it comes to Annie Costable is like the Chicago Sky fans hate her because she's not just blindly pro Angel Reese. Like, she'll actually, criticize Angel Reese and talk about the situation when she threw her entire team under the bus. Which, like, it is what it is. Like, that was a bit of a bad one from Angel Reese. Like, it's not saying that Angel Reese is an overall bad person or anything, or Angel Reese is all bad, but that situation, Angel Reese was in the wrong. And I think we have to be allowed as humans admit that, like, that a person can be wrong, but the Angel Reese fans are, they're crazy people. They're crazy people. I saw that clip of that one dude saying that it's the biggest, the Angel Reese playing in a rival was the most viewed moment of women's basketball since the finals, and it was like it was on the lower end of average for unrivals, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, look, there's going to be a season. We're at this stage now where, look, Paige has literally said there's going to be a season. If there's no season, then Paige is a liar. And that's the thing. She is the first player of, I called them the core five because there are 5 specific players that have all 5 of them crossed the picket line. It doesn't matter if every other player gives up. The league is still going to be absolutely fine. And those 5 players, Paige is one of those 5. Caitlin Clark would never say something like that. Paige saying that is a bit of a surprise if we're being real. But it is it's a positive. It is a huge positive, Paige saying that. And look, the season might be delayed a couple of weeks. I don't know. I doubt it is at this stage. I doubt it is. Like, I think they can get through all of this very quick. I think they're very much able to get through a lot of this stuff very, very quick. Like the expansion draft, let's be completely real. These teams are not dumb. These expansion teams are not dumb. They've prepped for the expansion draft. They've prepped for the expansion draft for all this time. They have their lists. You can get the expansion draft done in 72 hours. They're talking to agents. They know who they're drafting. And if these teams don't know who they're drafting, then what the fuck are you doing? So anyway, that is pretty much it, lads. That is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you guys still thinking that there's not going to be a season? But also, what price do you guys think, or what salaries do you guys think the players are going to make? Because I think it's a given that the players are going to get a huge salary increase. Even from this, I think it's going to be the salary, or maybe it's not even base salary for the max, but like, there's no way in hell that it's less than 6.5. No way in hell it's less than 6.5. My expectation is it's going to be between 7 and 7.5. There's no way. It could be 6.5. No way in hell it's under 6. It's under that though.